Good morning, welcome to Morning Review. This is Kim speaking on Wednesday, the 27th of January. So, looking at the euro dollar first, and yesterday we just crept back a little bit further towards the center of this wedge that's going on here. Sort of relatively indecisive movement, but at least it's we've just about pipped a higher low as we've run on this 4-hour session, which is easier to see, as you can see on the hourlies there. So we're now, there's a possibility we could push up to that R1 pivot. We've just got a little bit overbought in the shorter time frames here, and may just see a bit more of a retrace, but it's with the higher lows, it is looking more positive, and there may be opportunities come just post 8 o'clock for a continuation to the upside there. Alternatively, it starts breaking through today's daily pivot and those 21 moving averages. We could see the S1 tested again, but at the moment it's looking erring more towards the bullish side. Cable. Well, cable ended up a relatively good day yesterday. Closed up close towards the top of the bar there, which generally you might expect a continuation. This might appear that we may have a bigger correction on yet, but of this overall downward move on the dailies. One thing to bear in mind, of course, it's double tops. It's just pulled off a bit back to 21.20s have all caught up at price here really on the 60 minutes. So it's just testing the 21s at this point here. A break of these 21s later, where we've got an untouched daily pivot below. This is certainly a possibility. Had one hell of a massive day yesterday for cable overall. Quite a key reversal actually, isn't it? Yeah, total key reversal. Taking out the bottom there. So a very bullish candle overall. Would be good to see this daily pivot out of the way, but if it does start breaking this upper trend line, well, we could be on the R1s quite a long way away, and we could be pushing back towards the monthly S. I think that's the S2. Yeah, sitting there, the S2 down there. So it could push on back towards the S2. So and maybe look to try and close within that this month. So that's where we're standing at the moment. Looking, as I said, relatively bullish at the moment. Okay, dollar yen. Well, we've got this sort of flaggy pattern on a 4-hour. It's clearer. It's been pushing up, edging its way a little from where we're sitting at the moment. There's quite a clear trend line across the highs here. If it breaks that bigger trend line, maybe we'll see a push on upwards towards today's R1 area, those prior highs there. So there's a possibility at the moment. There's also a trend line running across the lows here, which may see it coming back, pushing back towards the weekly pivot there and the S1. Really, overall, it's not really put a higher low or lower high in as such. Yeah, well, maybe, but we'll see where we're sitting at the moment. It may just have had a retrace here, and it may yet push on, but the hourlies at this moment probably just edging towards the sort of weaker side. It's just sort of consolidating. Aussie dollar. Aussie dollar's again yesterday, good bullish day, pushed up, run back towards those 21s through the Asian session. We've managed to break that daily 21, but it's still sort of looking a bit on the feeble side of what we're seeing here. There is a bit of MACD divergence going on here between the on the 4-hourly pattern. In fact, yeah. So looking iffy at the moment. Has done the sort of higher lows, etc., on the hourlies, but it's just the last push wasn't that substantial. I'm just looking overall whether it's going to roll over a little bit. Certainly a bit of double divergence going on there. So the question is whether it will just diverge and, or it has diverged, but whether it will just roll. And it's got an untouched daily pivot below us. So if it breaks the trend there, breaks through the 21s really, if it's probably the clearer point. If it starts breaking through that, could be well on for a move back towards the daily pivot there. And finally, Canadian dollar. In fact, let's just have a quick look at oil first, just to gauge where we are. So oil tried to make some inroads yesterday also, and it had quite a reasonable bounce at one stage, but pulled back within itself there. So still not looking massively bullish, is it? Canadian dollar, well, it finally sold off later, and then ran into the 4-hourly 200, just pushing up now here. 60s, it's just unfortunately just run. I say unfortunately, but it's just run into those 21 moving averages there. Still got a daily pivot above us, so it could just push on beyond. The reason I say unfortunate because I know some of the guys in the trading room were long last night, so it could, as I say, it's already tested on this last bar, that 21, so it may well push on for the pivot there, and we'll see where we go from there. But yesterday it didn't. I mean, although oil's come back at the moment, Canadian dollar really hasn't come back quite so far. So we may get a bit more put shove on that as we run through this morning's trading. Okay, that's pretty much it. Of course, we've got FOMC statement coming out and funds rate, etc., for the US coming out at 1900 hours, 7 o'clock this evening. It could be a choppy day leading up to that. We've already had the Australian CPI data coming out, which was a slightly up on expectation. But yeah, I think it will be all down to the FOMC report, which could lead us into possibly a bit of a quieter day. We'll see. But it often happens that way when we're leading into such key news. That's it for me. Have a great day. Bye for now.